STG late night live. uh, let's see who actually comes on this late. It is 1:10 a.m. here. Let's see who comes on tonight. I got a feeling some people from Australia and the West Coast mainly. Hey, what's going on, Transient? Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing this evening? I don't know how many people are going to be in here. Hey, what's going on, Joe? Joe Lowe? How you been? How's everything with you? How's your health, Joseph? Yep, you are on Pacific. I am on Eastern. Just chilling tonight. Got some brandy tonight. You know, got my plum brandy tonight. uh, what a week, man! This was a long and treacherous week. Let's see. Hopefully that goes well, Joe. I've been praying for you. I hope that heals up soon. I really do. Has anyone been buying any PMs? Thought about buying something this morning when I saw gold had dropped about $40 an ounce. I was like, I'm thinking about buying something. Yeah, it sure was transient. It was a long week for me. I was up like, ugh, I hardly got any sleep this week, so I'm just overtired, I guess. It's hard for me to sleep now, so hopefully this weekend I'll be able to catch up on a little sleep. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Um, Wanted to go to the post office tomorrow, check some things out in my mailbox. I probably got a couple packages. Uh, Here we go. Gotta drink my plum brandy. Cheers. Mm, mm. Ooh, that's strong. Damn. Whew, that'll grow some hair on your chest. I hear you, Joe. I hear you. Yeah, it's never easy when you gotta take care of a loved one. Everyone gets older, and unfortunately, life does not get easier usually as you get older. So, I don't know. This week, haven't really been buying anything. Um, I'm actually saving up some money. I made a huge purchase about a week ago, and I'm yet to do the video on that. I bought a 1 ounce gold coin. That's all I'm gonna say, and just haven't had the time really to do a video. All that gold I showed in my last video, I probably could have done like 2 or 3 videos out of that, but I'm like, yeah, let me just lump it all into one. And yeah, so that's pretty much, I mean, I got this maybe about a month ago already. Had this for about a month. 1/4 ounce AGE. Got that for $700, which I thought was an amazing price. I mean, now they're like, I don't even know, like eight something, 835, 850. I don't know how much they are even now. They're just going crazy. The price of gold, it's just insane. I mean, I'm thought about getting a half sovereign today, and I'm like, maybe I'll just wait a little bit. Flea market is gonna start in a couple weeks. My guy usually got some good prices on gold, and he has a lot of vintage silver. So my strategy for the high gold prices, I think I'm gonna start to switch a little bit more to vintage silver. That's what I had been doing the past couple years when the price of gold has gone up. My plan this year was also to go hard on gold, and I'm still gonna buy some gold. I'm just not gonna buy as much probably as I had wanted to if prices continue to be this high. But I'm definitely gonna be adding a little bit every month. Try to get at least half an ounce if possible. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I got a feeling my gold totals are going to be a little bit less this year. So everyone's talking about what to stack instead of gold. People are saying they want to buy platinum now. Not too many people are saying they want to buy silver. Silver hasn't really appreciated much in value over the past few years. People are talking about buying platinum or palladium. I'm hearing a lot of people wanting to buy platinum this year for some reason. Driving all day, and my airline broke and got stuck blocking people at the truck stop. That sucks, man. That air brake, man, that's no joke. Cause I think that stops everything, right? That air brake, that'll stop a 18 wheeler in like no time. I don't know about trucks that much. I really don't. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going to my guy on the weekends. He actually has a little. He got a little shop in the Diamond District last year, and I visited him a couple times, and I was able to buy a few things from him. But makes my life a lot easier when I could pretty much like take a 15-minute walk and see him, not too far away, and he was getting rid of a lot of his silver last year. He gave me a lot of cool vintage bars I was able to pick up in rounds last year. And he started getting into gold a lot more last year as well. I was able to get some really good steals on gold last year from him. So he was actually sorry he sold me a $10 Liberty last year, and I had it graded. It came out at AU 58. So yeah, it was a nice coin. So yeah, it's worth a few $100s more, I'm sure, than I paid for it just in the spot price alone. Going up, gold going up that much. So yeah, tried using duct tape to move. It worked for about 2 minutes, then broke. Yeah, you need some of that flex shot that they used to advertise on TV, where the guy would like use the flex seal on the boat or something. Need that flex seal, flex shot. I don't know. They have the one in the can, and they have like, I think it's like a tape or something. Yeah, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just I'm just exhausted. I just man, I just want to buy some precious metals. I just want to buy gold, but I got so many bills I gotta pay. And then I started doing my I started doing my personal taxes, right? And I'm probably gonna get back a few grand this year because I had a ton of expenses last year. So I, I really want to get my taxes done soon. I might even finish them this weekend because I just gotta. It's just a pain in the ass. I just gotta go through my bank statements and look up all my expenses and stuff, go line by line. So it takes time to do. I haven't done my taxes personally in a long time, so I'm just sick and tired of my accountant. It's just hard to get a good accountant, honestly. I've had a couple over the years, and I've had some good ones actually, but they bite off more than they can chew during a year, and I've had to take some extensions because of that, and I really didn't like that. So hoping to get my taxes done this weekend. We'll see what happens. Nice, nice. Yeah, I had to do my business taxes first because that was due by March 15th, and then, well, technically March 17th. and then I had to, the personal taxes are due the 15th. So yeah, it wasn't business. My business taxes were pretty straightforward because my company is inactive. I just use it for consulting, for management consulting purposes. So it was pretty straightforward. I basically pay like $25 in taxes. So, but just to have TurboTax like, you know, do everything for me, file like check it and go through it and like file it and everything. It was a lot of money, and so I'm hoping my personal taxes won't be a lot of money because I don't want to have to pay more for TurboTax than I did to my accountant. That would kind of defeat the purpose of using TurboTax. So we'll see what happens. Pirated copy. Your daddy subsidized your lifestyle. Well, you better get off your ass and get a job. That's all I could say, because you're gonna be in for a surprise when daddy's no longer there in your life and cuts you off. I wish, I wish I had a family member who subsidized my lifestyle. I mean, they did when, shortly after I was done with college, and then I got a job and I made my own money, and that's how I'm able to buy precious metals. I don't like people who like to support me. I don't like people who, as my dad would say, live on the fat of the land. Live off of the fat of the land. Hey, what's going on, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas? Howdy, y'all. Good to see you. Yeah, you have Bitcoin in cold storage. Crypto, man. I my friend told me in 2012, he told me to buy Bitcoin, okay, in 2012 when it was about $8 a Bitcoin. He's like, just spend $100, just buy like 10 Bitcoin, and I didn't listen to him. And he's a crypto millionaire, multimillionaire right now. And I got some good advices that year. I got some good advice from people that year, and I didn't listen. Well, who the hell knew what crypto was back then? Nobody knew what crypto was back in 2012. Oh, bring me a pizza with extra cheese. What is that? Home Alone, where he orders the pizza, and he plays that movie. Leave it on the doorstep. I'm gonna give you till the count of three to get your. I forgot what the hell he says. He goes 1, 3, with the Tommy gun. Can't say that. The Tommy pew pew. Oh, yeah, that was a hilarious movie. I love pizza. Oh my god. Yeah, and that's the thing. Transient opportunity cost. I didn't invest my money in Bitcoin or Tesla. So also in 2012, I was advised to buy Tesla at about 30 to $35 a share. Okay, I knew a guy who was doing swing trading. It would go usually between 28 and $35 a share, and when the price went up, he would sell some of it. When it went down, he would buy it, and he would wait till it fluctuated. And I'm sure he made out pretty well too. I lost contact with him, but yeah, he was in at Tesla. Originally, I think he bought it less than $20 a share for Tesla. So I I missed it. I worked for a company where the stock went from 14 to 220. President gave everyone stock options and told us if you play your cards right, you could have a Rolex. Yeah, I know a lot of companies back in the 90s, man, especially corporate culture was unbelievable. You see this stuff in Wolf of Wall Street, and you would be actually surprised to realize how realistic a lot of that stuff actually was back then. Um, I know my friend worked in finance in around. I guess he was in Wall Street at a time. He was in finance. He was in banking, and he actually was out in the Hamptons one time, and he met Jordan Belford. That's the real life Wolf of Wall Street, and he was trying to pitch. He was trying to pitch his company to my friend, and my friend's like, "You, he's like, you're talking about penny stocks, right?" And the guy just like left him alone and stuff. But it was funny that he told me, yeah, he met Jordan Belfort back in the early '90s, out at a party in the Hamptons. Uh, Telecom bubble. Well, that was a little late. That was the .com bubble. That was around 2000, right? Yeah, I know. I know. There's tons of those stories. You hear about the Enrons of the world. The Enrons and all those companies that made crazy money. What's that other telecom company? I don't remember. WorldCom, was it WorldCom? I think those are like textbook examples of corporate greed. No checks and balances. That's why they created the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or SOX, around that time when a lot of that stuff happened, to safeguard a little bit better, uh, make sure the CEO and senior management sign off on stuff like that, and they put in more checks and balances in place. So you really don't hear about stuff like that happening in the U.S. anymore, but I'm sure stuff does happen, just probably not on such a large scale as WorldCom and Enron. Nice. Lucent Technologies. That's a cool company. I know Lucent. That's awesome. Uh, what do you think about the anonymous hacker group coming out in the media? I don't know. I mean, I know about Anonymous. I mean, I think they do some pretty cool stuff, but I don't know anything about Anonymous. I haven't heard about them in a long time. Pro, proletarian. Proletarian. Pizza. Oh my god. I love pizza, man. Oh my god. I love pizza. You got me thinking about pizza now. Am I into shoes at all? Not really. I mean, I got some friends who are into shoes. They're like sneakerheads and stuff. Like, I never really got into shoes. That's one thing that I'm probably afraid, if I get into it, like precious metals, I'll get addicted to it. And that's the thing, like, I don't know. I don't know, long term. I just I don't know. I just can't see shoes being appreciate. I think shoes will appreciate in value, but in the long term, I think they're gonna drastically go down in value, because I think as people start to age and the market starts to shrink, you're not gonna have someone who's like 20 years old 50 years from now want a pair of 50-year-old sneakers. So I think eventually it's gonna be like, kind of like watches are now. Because I used to be into watches. People are not gonna really want to collect watches, and the price is gonna go down eventually, I think, for sneakers. So I think you probably got a good 20, 30 years left to collect sneakers before they start depreciating in value, because I can't see long term sneakers being something good to hold on to. But I mean, in the next 10, 20 years, yeah, maybe, I could see that possibly. But long term for me, no, I can't see sneakers being something people are going to want to collect in the future. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I got some Timberland. I got a couple pairs of Timberland boots. that I use when it snows, and I got some New Balance sneakers, and I got some shoes. I got some nice fancy shoes. I got some Bruno Magli's. Um, those are the famous shoes that O.J. Simpson wore during his trial. Bruno Magli, and I had a pair of what is that? Oh damn, I can't think of the name of that company. It's an Italian company. I had a pair of those, and yeah, I don't know. I'm not into sneakers per se. I mean, sneakers are pretty cool. I like sneakers too, but I mean, it's not something that I want to invest my money in. Yeah, I know people go crazy for those Jordans, especially. I know people are all about buying Jordans and stuff, and I don't know. Honestly, if I bought a pair of sneakers, I'd just wear it. I don't care how much it was worth. If I paid like $1,000 for a pair of sneakers, I would wear them. I don't give a shit. What's the point in having it if you don't use it, right? I mean, the same thing can be said about like a Rolex. Once it's out of the box, it loses like 20% of its value. And, they used to put these green stickers on the back of the movement. And, once those green stickers are off, it takes off a certain percentage as well. And, just by wearing it, you lose like, I don't know, 30-40% of the value of the resale value of it. So I really wouldn't care. I usually buy stuff to use it. I don't buy it to collect it, except if it's like precious metals. Hey, what's going on? Currency of Earth. Good to see you, Prince. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, I could see the appeal of sneakers. Honestly, for me, it's just not something I personally want to add to my stack or collection. I don't want to stack sneakers, but it's cool if you do. To each their own. A lot of people are not into precious metals. Air Jordans. What are you saying here? We wore Air Jordans when we were skaters back in high school. Yeah, and if you would have saved those pair of Air Jordans transient, they would be worth thousands of dollars today if you still had them. Do I like palladium? Hmm, that's a good question. Um, I bought my first ounce of palladium last year, so it's definitely good to diversify what you stack or collect. Um, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about palladium. I think it's good to have a little bit of it. I know the price of palladium now is tanking. I remember when it was $3,000 a few years ago. Now it's like what, $950 or somewhere around there. So yeah, I mean it's good to have a little bit. Why not? Why not add a little bit of palladium to your stack? You never know where it's going to be 5, 10 years from now. Could be high, could be lower, but I'd say go add a little bit to your collection or your stack. Why not diversify your portfolio a little bit? I added a 1 ounce palladium bar last year. I paid a little bit over $1,000 for it. So I don't think I'm gonna add any more palladium. Maybe I'll never say never, but if the price does go down significantly more, then maybe I will buy some. I've been to a mine in Montana. Seemed legit. A palladium mine in Montana. Bozeman, Montana. I don't know anywhere else in Montana. I have no clue. But yeah, I know they have some silver mines in Montana. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about platinum. Um, I don't know. I went to a copper mine in Utah when I was a kid. That's pretty cool. I would have liked to do that. I love copper. I know I don't show much copper on my channel, but I really do like copper. It's one of my favorite metals. A little Aztec copper calendar. I remember when I was young, I went to the Museum of Natural History, and they used to have different like minerals and stuff they would sell. And actually got a little piece of copper back when I was young, and it always fascinated me, copper, how dense it was. My friend is an engraver. He worked for Montana Silversmiths for a long time. Cool, cool. Collect pop figures. What? What'd you say, Joe? Pop figures, and I don't know what that is. I mean, like Funko Pop and stuff like that. I don't. When I was a kid, I collected sports cards. Now look what happened with sports cards. But I think there is a resurgence now since the pandemic. There's been a resurgence in collecting sports cards and collectible cards like Pokemon and stuff like that. I actually do. It seems like every time opportunities have literally fallen into my, well, not literally, but pretty much fallen into my lap, that I've passed on it. And I think precious metals are pretty much the only thing that I haven't passed on, that have, aside from watches have gone up in value, but um, probably precious metals have gone up a lot more percentage wise than watches have for me, because watches have go up and down, but precious metals in the long run only go up. Mm, this is a true story, what I'm about to tell you. So back when the Pokemon card game first came to the US, I think it was in 1997. So I was a kid then, and I used to go to the comic book store a lot. And at that time, Pokemon came out. I watched it on TV, and then they came out with the card game, right? So I started buying. I think I don't know if I started buying the cards yet, or I think I just started buying the cards, and I kid you not, right outside of the comic book store, on the floor, lying on the floor, was a first edition Charizard, okay, in mint condition. I kid you not. I went into the comic book store and I said, "How much will you give me for this?" And this is right when the game came out. The car, it literally came out like probably 2 weeks prior, right? And they gave me $100 for it. And being a kid at the time, $100 was a lot of money for me. Yeah, so you guys can look up how much a first edition Charizard is going for these days in at least a 9 or 10 condition. I'm telling you guys, I've had so much shit like that happen to me in my life, where I've had the opportunity to buy stuff that has gone buku in price, and I either sold it or I passed on buying it, and I just can't I just can't make this shit up, man. I'm telling you. It's like I have the worst luck, honestly. Yeah, I don't know. I have some comic books. They're not worth anything. I do have some Pokemon cards. Those are probably worth something at least. I have those holographic ones, second edition mostly. I have some first edition ones as well. So some of those might be worth like a few $100 each. So just to get each one graded, I think it's insane. It's like 100, and last time I checked, it was over $125 for one card. And if you get a coin graded, I mean, you're paying like 30, maybe $40 tops with like shipping and like handling and fees and whatever. You're paying like 35, $40 for a coin to get graded. So cards are extremely expensive to get graded, but I mean, it might be worth it. And again, I can't see a market for those things when people start to get older. Another 30, 40 years, I think the market's going to start to peak and then it's going to go down because there's not going to be anybody left who wants stuff like that. So it's like the same thing with autographs. You have someone, a famous movie star from the 1950s, and then today you think to yourself, who's going to want an autograph of like Jimmy Stewart or someone like really famous? There's exceptions. There's people like Elvis who are, probably his music's going to live on forever. But if you got some famous actors, nobody's going to know who they are in like another 20, 30 years. No one's going to know who the hell they are, and no one's going to want their autograph. So I see the same thing happening for Pokemon cards in the long run. But that's just my opinion. Um, so yeah, I'm probably gonna get those things graded eventually. I probably got a few $1,000 worth of Pokemon cards. Probably who the hell knows how much they're worth? I have no clue. You had all the Star Wars toys. Yeah, those things went crazy in value. They just shot up so much. Some of those early ones, like the really early ones, some of the unlicensed ones, they go for a lot of money, especially if they're in the original packaging. People pay crazy money for stuff like that. Your penny collection was stolen from you. Old Civil War era coins. Hey, what's going on? Gold Aztec. My favorite gold foreign coin right there. The DS pesos. Love that coin. I got like, I think I have like four of those things. I wanted to get all the years, from 1917 until 1921. I'm missing. I think I'm missing 1920. They come out in 1920 or I know 1921. I'm missing. I think I'm missing 20. One of the years. Yeah, 20 pesos, not 10. My bad. Yeah, 20 pesos. Been drinking a little bit. Venti pesos, 20 pesos. Yeah. So, yeah, I love the 20 pesos. I got the restrike. Yeah, I got the 1917, 18, and what is it? I don't know. I think I got one other. I forgot what other year. Maybe 1920, 21, and then I got the 59. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I think I'm still missing one. Maybe I don't have 1921. Nice. Yeah, Dos Pesos. I remember getting those Dos Pesos for like less than $100. Like they used to go for like, this was like only a few years ago. I'm not even talking more than like 3 years ago. They were going for like 95, $100. Now I'm looking on all these websites. They're going for like 155, 165 now. And I'm like, holy shit, how the hell is that coin going for that much now? It's crazy. Mm, mm. Yeah, I don't know. It's just insane. The price of gold, man. I just can't believe how much it's gone up. I remember a couple years ago, I got a steal of a deal. I paid $470 for one of these. $470 for 1/4 ounce AGE. And now they're like $850. I'm like, what the? It's like almost double. $40. Damn. Wow. Yeah, I didn't start stacking until 2020, so it was a little before my time. Nice, nice. The DS pesos. That's a nice coin. I remember picking those things up for under 500 bucks. Now I don't even know how much. They're probably like 600, 700 bucks now. Who the hell knows? But the 20 pesos, the cheapest I remember buying one for was about, I think it was around $915 I paid. Wow, 800. Holy Nikes. I paid for the 20 pesos. I paid $915, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas, for the 20, which is 0.4854 ounces of gold. It's almost half an ounce of gold. I paid around 915. I got one for 915, 930, $1,000, and I think I paid one. It was a little bit more than 1,000, like maybe 1,020, something like that. So yeah, now they're going for like 1,500 something. I'm like, shit, man. I should have bought them. I should have bought them when they were like less than 1,000. I should have bought more of them. And I had a restrike from 59 that I sold, and I'm sorry I sold that one. I think I sold it for like 1,200 bucks. So, oh, you never know. You never know. Did I expect gold to be $3,000? It was just $2,000 2 years ago. It went up a third in 2 years. You know how long it took for the price of gold to go up a third to, I mean, from 1,000 to 2,000. It did it relatively quickly. It just seems like the price of gold is increasing at an increasing rate of, it's taking less time for it to increase a certain percentage. um I think these prices will hold until it goes up more by the end of the year. um I think I honestly, because the interest rates were not cut, I honestly think honestly the price is going to go down a little bit, just a little bit. I can't see it going down too much, but I think you're going to be in the $3,100 range by the end of the year. That's just my opinion. Okay, don't, you know, I'm not offering financial advice, but I honestly think it's going to be like 31, 3,200 by the end of the year. I could easily see that being the case. 1,200 an ounce for 10 years. Yeah, exactly. Right, transient. It was pretty stable, except in 2012. It took a increase, but after that, it pretty much like stood the same. For a good, like, I guess you're saying 7 years or something. Silver is monopolized by the Brits. Um, I don't know about that. I think I don't know. I think maybe Mexico has the largest proven silver reserves in the world. I could be wrong. I don't know how much silver Britain has. I don't think they have too much, but who knows? Yeah, exactly. Look at platinum and palladium. I mean, palladium was $3,000 a couple years ago, and now it's like what, 950, less than 1,000. So, and then platinum used to be more than gold. So, platinum was like what, 1,200, when gold was like 1,000 or 800. I mean, that's going back a ways. But platinum for a long time in the early 2000s was more than gold. Gold was only like $600 or $800. Yeah, it's really tough to predict the prices. Um, I don't know. I don't know what's causing this increase in the price of gold. Honestly, I just ever since the pandemic, it seems like more and more people are becoming more aware of the true value of precious metals, and I think you see all these commercials now on TV. Oh, invest in blah blah blah. We'll send you your free guide on how to invest in gold and other precious metals, blah blah blah. It's like every day I'm seeing a commercial now for some investment company. They want you to buy physical gold or physical precious metals from them. And I'm like, growing up, I'm like, you never saw this shit. Yeah, occasionally on TV you'd see like, oh, a colorized American Silver Eagle or something like that for sale, but you never see these companies advertising like to invest in gold and precious metals to buy physical precious metals from them. You never saw that years ago. It's just, I think people are starting to wake up now and realize that all the Western countries, pretty much, including China, are pretty much screwed as far as their currency because the paper that it's printed on is worth less and less as inflation increases. The price of the dollar is decreasing, and you need something to hedge against that inflation. And people are looking at gold, not only from they're looking at it from a cultural aspect as well. A lot of people in China and India, they buy it for cultural purposes. So they've been doing that for thousands of years. So and look at China and India, billions of people right there alone, and it's a cultural thing in those countries. So and China's population is decreasing now, but India's is increasing, and you're still talking about like probably 2.5, 3 billion people, right? So, you know, the demand is not going anywhere for gold. I think the price of gold is definitely going to keep going up. There's no doubt about it. Unless there's some catastrophic event that destroys, half the world, I can't see the price of gold going down anytime soon. All right, transient, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it's pretty late here. It's almost 2 in the morning here. I'm on the East Coast, in case some of you guys don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna keep on stacking gold, baby, gold. Yeah, I love gold. Yeah, I don't know. People keep saying, "Oh, gold is so expensive. It's 3,000 an ounce now." And then they're gonna be bitching and whining that it's $3,000 an ounce, and then another two years from now, when it's $4,000 an ounce, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's $4,000 an ounce. It's too expensive." They're gonna be saying the same damn broken record. Gold is too expensive. This and that. But it's only gonna increase in value over time. Gold. What do I still got two people left in this room? I scared everyone off. Oh man, I've been drinking too much brandy tonight. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I gotta get up early tomorrow too. Goldbacks, goldbacks, goldbacks. Oh my god. Let me tell you about goldbacks. All right. Polymer note. 1/1000th of an ounce of gold in a goldback. Okay. No, I like goldbacks. I really do like goldbacks. And a few years ago, I bought 100 one goldback, and I was giving them out to a lot of community members. I was giving like, yeah, I pretty much gave like two goldbacks to everyone back then. So yeah, I like goldbacks. I think it's a way of people who um, don't necessarily have, let's say, the means to stack gold coins, to make them to have gold be available to them in a more economical form. I think I honestly think it's a good means of barter if you want to buy something or use it to purchase something. I haven't really bought any goldbacks in a couple of years. I mean, they've gone up in value because of the price of gold going up. But I really do like goldbacks. And now there's going to be 5 states. They're going to be adding Arizona and I forgot the other state, but there's going to be I think there's going to be what, like 5 states now that accept goldbacks. So that's pretty cool. Um, do I see all states eventually using goldbacks? If things keep getting as bad as they're getting, I could see other states eventually. I could see most, if not all, states using goldbacks as an alternative form of currency. Sure, why not? Uh, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, but it's looking like it might eventually come to that, where we're gonna be in a barter situation, or a hyperinflationary situation where it's gonna be like Zimbabwe with their $1 trillion notes, $100 trillion notes. I hope it doesn't come to that, but it's really starting to look more and more like that every day, and it's kind of scary, honestly. So that's why those of you who are not stacking PMs, especially gold right now, I highly advise you, as my opinion, not as any financial advice, but I highly recommend you start stacking gold, especially because gold has held its value. It has stood the test of time for thousands of years. There's no other asset, well, aside maybe from silver or other precious metals, that you could say has held their value and only increased over time as much as gold has. So I think it's just it's something really stable. You look at all the people now in China, right? You see these videos online of these people in China leaving their gold in these little shops, or basically I guess they're government backed shops, and people thought they were relatively safe. And when the shit hit the fan with the real estate, with the whole what the hell is the name of that company that went belly up? You know, the government basically confiscated the gold, and it was basically in like 1933 in the U.S. And a lot of these companies too just flew off. They basically just stole the people's gold, and they lost a lot of money in the real estate market. And they took the people's gold, and the gold wasn't, protected. And people lost their money. People lost their life savings, and it's really sad. They couldn't recover it. There were a couple of major companies that stole the people's gold, and there were also government-backed companies that confiscated the gold. So, um, yeah, I don't know. People are a little bit more weary now about gold, but it is still hugely popular in China, mostly for cultural reasons. Same thing in India, and other parts of the world as well, the Middle East, and pretty much most countries. Gold has, they try to minimize gold as being somewhat of an archaic investment in the West. Meanwhile, you have most of these people, most of these bankers and big companies actually buying up and purchasing gold, while at the same time they're saying it's an archaic investment. No one buys gold, physical gold, or even ETFs or anything like that. And meanwhile, it's the same people that will not tell you that they're buying the gold, but they really are, while they're saying the opposite to try to suppress the price. So the last couple years, I think a lot of these big institutions are starting to buy gold a lot more, and I think it's really driving the price up. I don't know. I know the price of gold is definitely manipulated. I honestly don't think it should be as high as it should be. The one thing that Tim said recently that I agree with him is he said that there should be a correction. He doesn't understand why the price of gold is this high, and I kind of agree with him. I think it should be a little bit lower than it is right now. I don't know why it's going up so much, but we'll see what happens. we'll see what happens with the price of gold. That's anyone's best guess what's going to happen. I personally think it's still going to go up a little bit more. I think it's going to go down a little bit, but I think by the end of the year it's going to be in the closer to the 31, 3200 range. But who knows? Anything is possible. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just ranting and raving here. It's 2 a.m. right now. Oh, guess that's why there's only a few people watching. Uh, yeah, I gotta do another video. I did get a 1 ounce gold coin, and I got some vintage silver here on my desk. I don't want to show you guys. That's basically it's 10 ounces of one vintage one vintage. I don't want to say what it is. It's vintage silver. So I'm gonna be doing a video soon for the silver, and then I will be showing you guys the 1 ounce gold coin that I recently picked up. I'm glad I got it because the price of gold just shot up like over $100. Now I think I bought it when gold was around 28.82, somewhere around there. So yeah, I'm really glad I bought that coin because that's not something that comes by too often, and the price is only gonna go up in the future. All right, guys, I'm starting to get tired here, starting to get a little tipsy here, so I think I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you all, whoever's still watching. Thank you all so much for staying till the very end. I do appreciate it, and I'll hopefully put out a video in the next couple days. So be on the lookout for that. That's pretty much it for now, guys. Again, thank you all so much. Everyone have a great night, and